Welcome, everyone. Reese Kerr here from Chameleon. Welcome to Chameleon Live. Thank you for taking some time out of your day, whether it's morning or afternoon, to join me and my guest who's going to be popping on the screen shortly with me. While producer Tom talks to Steve in the green room, we'll call it, just a few community announcements. So during this webinar today, we've got a series of webinars that we've planned out over the next few months, and we'll continue the series ongoing. We do know that these have been popular and there have been some requests for them regularly. So if during the session today there's some future topics you'd like us to cover off in some subsequent sessions, or even some speakers you want us to speak to and interview, please make it learning focused if that's all right. Let us know using the chat function, because we'd love to hear those suggestions and we'll do our best to accommodate all of those requests. Also, we know a number of you are working on some fabulous experiences and projects. So if you're wanting to take the opportunity to share any of those on a session like this, in a bit of a case study style session, please reach out to us. We would love to hear from you as well. Now, also, I've just lost a bit of my screen here. Steve, are you with me?
I'm here. I'm in the background. I'm like that. You can't see me, but I'm there. I think the people can hear me because the screen says everyone can see me. Do you need me to take over, Reese? Are you good? Are you
No,
good?
I'm
Hello,
good.
everyone.
I think I'm good.
Nice
I think I'm good. I think I'm good. You can still see me, which is great. So that's great. Now, while my technical prowess is coming to the fore in just a moment, the other thing is we're hosting some community events, and this is something we love to do: is bring our community together. Allow them to network, and of course we can share some great topics and some speakers as well. Now, the first one of those is next week on Tuesday. So we're going to the HR Tech Fest up in Auckland. Sorry for you folks in Australia, but we are coming to the Sydney one later in the year as well. But for you folks that are near or live in Auckland, Tuesday evening, we're holding a networking session, some drinks, some lovely canapes. I think there might be a few cheese boards and such there as well. So if you're in and around Auckland and you'd like to come along to that, please reach out to Tom at chameleoncreator.com, or feel free to jump on our website, chameleoncreator.com, chuck a message in the contact page there, and we would love to have you along. So, Steve, welcome. I can see you. Is it cold where you are? Is it cold where you are? What's going on?
We're on the same. New Zealand and Australia are sort of on the same level of like latitude, so it's cold, man. It is. It's a brutal time to be a Melburnian in the winter. We usually fly north, not south.
I'll speak for yourself. I'm in sunny Christchurch today. It's sunny. I'm not sure what the temperature is outside, but it looks absolutely gorgeous. So speak for yourself. Speak for yourself. And see, I haven't got the beanie on either. I'm wearing a jersey, but anyhow. Hey, Steve, thank you so much for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, children, if you're attending as well. Steve Corney is from Learn Awesome. We're lucky enough to work a little bit with Steve here and there. He's on the peripherals of Chameleon. And we've worked with you for a couple of years now, I think, Steve, which has been kind of cool. And time has flown by. But before I mess up a really nice introduction for yourself, how about you take the mic, tell the audience who you are. I've got a couple of quick fire questions for you in a moment, but tell the audience who you are and a little bit more about Learn Awesome.
Yeah, hit me with those whenever you want. But today is so much about not what we do or why we do it. It's like showing you some cool stuff. So we want to get there as quickly as possible. But too long, didn't read. Steve, I am a learning designer, but I wouldn't want me designing anything. Like, I want you to actually, when I show you some stuff today, folks, I want you to pick which bits my team of actual real quality designers built and which bits Steve built. You'll be able to see very quickly. And I pride myself on that, mate, because my superpower is working out the most optimal way to structure content and knowledge to solve problems. And then I've got really amazing humans inside Learn Awesome, which is why I created Learn Awesome, is so that I could take my cool ideas and actually have them get created. And the thing that we love the most about being an agency is I've taken it upon myself as sort of like my mission to be the Batman or the Robin Hood, to rob from the other agencies and get all the cool ideas and cool tech, put it all together, and then show the superheroes of the L&D space, the L&D operators, managers, the people inside companies, how to do cool stuff. Because the more cool stuff that you can do, the cooler your function is, and the more budget, the more access to tools, the more access to cool tech like Chameleon you're going to get. So yeah, it's a real treat to be able to do it. And I've done it my entire career. We're going to be talking about onboarding. I only got onboarded once, and it was my part-time job, and that's it. So the rest of it, self-employed, and the Learn Awesome onboarding program, it's made me take a good hard look at myself as a founder. I'm going to have to polish it up.
Yeah, good. Okay, well, I'm looking forward to diving into that one time you were onboarded. I've been onboarded lots of times, and I've been offboarded a couple of times too. But anyway, we won't go into that. So, hey, I just want to get to know you a little bit more, and some things that I want to know about you. By the way, we've got an hour here today, folks. We will have time for Q&A at the end, but feel free to jump into the Q&A section, pop your questions in there, and Steve and I will do our best to answer those through the chat.
There'll be a demo too, mate. Don't forget the most valuable piece, which I love, which separates Chameleon Learn Awesome from some of the others, is it's not just theory, it's not just models, it's not just pedagogy, andragogy, insert letters after your name here. We've actually got some templates and some tools and some examples to give away to you guys at the end. So it's definitely going to show you some cool stuff as well.
Yeah, you lost me with the godgy words, but anyway.
the godgies. I got the godgies.
Yeah. Hey, so we chatted early this morning. You're in a hotel central Melbourne, because I think you are going to shoot down to an HR conference and try and mix things up there. Sorry about the folks that are there, but anyway, what was for breakfast? Did you end up going for the cooked option or the granola?
Yeah, no, I went for everything. So I realized when I went down there, it was a menu option. I was hoping for a buffet because I love just being able to choose my own adventure there, much like in my learning creation that I do. So I was much disappointed that there was a menu. And then I asked, okay, so what's included in this menu? Because like scrambled eggs are great, but I also would like the French toast as well. And I'd probably want some granola. And so they got a bit discombobulated. But fortunately, my level of admin is so bad that I booked 2 breakfasts. So I managed to order 2 breakfasts this morning. So I had, I had my couple, like 3 coffees, and I had some eggs on toast, and I had a nice little, French toast concoction as well. Lots of carbs, ready to bring it to Chameleon.
Yeah, I've seen you after 3 coffees, and it's not always a good show. You'd be much better at a buffet, I reckon. Hey, so just to keep the topic on food just for a moment, this is more for me, not the audience. Apologies, everyone. But you're inviting me around for a dinner this evening. You're cooking for me and 2 others. Who are you going to invite? Anyone?
Who am I going to invite? I think I'd have to invite Todd because, he'd have massive FOMO. So Toddy, the CEO of Chameleon, we'd bring him along because we love him. I mean, I'd probably bring my niece because my niece has been so good recently to have dinner and lunches and meetings with. So I'd bring my 6-year-old niece Harps as well because she loves hanging out with Uncle Steve, and she'll probably draw the evening. So I'll be able to give you guys some cool stuff to take away.
Yeah. And if anyone on the call has the pleasure of speaking to Steve at some stage, he often brings Harper along to meetings to break the ice. And I think she's your CTO, CIO,
yes, Chief Cuteness Officer. Yeah, she draws everyone on the Zooms, and we hold them up at the end to see how close she got. And she gets she covers a bit of detail.
Yeah, good. Okay, so so what are we eating? What are we
eating? Oh, dude, we're gonna order out because at the moment where we would be having dinner would be at the office, and the office doesn't have any cooking facilities. So we'd probably order some burgers. All right, like burgers, I think is right up the alley here. Knowing Hubs, she just loves hot chips, so she's gonna smash those, and I'll treat you to some real Aussie quality burgers that we've got, because New Zealand does amazing meat pies. I wouldn't take you down the meat pie path because superior pies in New Zealand compared to Oz. Don't mind me saying this. If I get lynched off screen, it's the government taking me away, the tourism board going, no good. But yeah, that's what we do. Nice and simple, because it's all about the people. It's all about
Yeah, good.
sitting around and hanging out with some good
I'm there.
cats.
I'm in. I'm in. I was expecting you to say someone like Barack Obama or something that's coming along, but anyway, that's fine. I can put up with Todd, and Harper's pretty cool.
Yeah, we'll get Toddy.
Hey, so before producer Tom cuts us off because
Yes,
we're just chatting about
he's
what we
sweating
usually chat
bullets. I
about.
reckon he's
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
sweating bullets.
Yeah, he is. He is. He's like, this is not going well. We need to talk about something relevant. By the way, I've seen all your hello messages. Thank you so much. Some really awesome familiar names there already to see. So really, really cool to have you all along. Now, today we're talking about onboarding, Steve.
Yes.
So I guess it's a subject or a topic that touches everyone. Geez, if you've taken a job anywhere, then well, you probably should have been onboarded or inducted. And if not, I guess we're going to talk about that in a moment. But it's something we've all had an experience of, good, bad, ugly, and everything in between. Um, you work with a lot of organisations, both in Australia, New Zealand, and abroad. I think you've got customers in the States, obviously. So
Yep.
you've had a real good fruit salad of exposure, if you will,
Sure.
into onboarding. Um, what do you see as the major challenges for onboarding at the moment, and in the modern world, if you will?
Yeah, it's massive, and I'd love to know from the audience as well. Use the chat to let me know what your onboarding
100%.
experience, your most recent onboarding experience was. So chuck a 1 in the chat if it was amazing, and chuck a 0 in the chat if it was substandard or just missed. But I think the biggest thing to summarize it all, because there's so many little rabbit warrens that we're going to disappear down today. I think the biggest thing is the organization or whoever's in charge of it underestimates the significance and the value of how important that first impression is. And we've talked about it, right? And
Mm,
look at Glenn, 0, no good. Sue, it's not a great start in the chat for onboarding, folks, which is not surprising, because I think people underestimate the value and the absolute importance of what I would call the most important first impression you're ever going to get with an employee, and you only get it once. So I think because people underestimate the significance and the importance, it's undercooked.
mm, mm, mm,
Yeah,
mm.
it's undercooked.
Yeah, interesting comment from Fee there. 0 for most recent, but I think that was
Yeah.
mostly due to COVID shenanigans. It's an interesting point you raised there, Fee. I really, really felt for folks that were onboarded during COVID, like
Mm.
remotely. Like, what a
Yep.
tough way to be onboarded and inducted into an organisation without that level of human to human connection, if you will. Raya, 0.5. Geez, you're
That's a fence.
getting
That's on the fence there. Maybe Ray has been. Maybe someone else is from Ray's organisation that may be responsible for the onboarding might be there as well, seeing this. So it's like a safe bet. Well played. Well
yeah,
played.
yeah. Oh my god, yeah.
Trisha
Trisha
might have
might
missed
have.
the recording. Yes, the recording will be available. And Nikki, better inductions happening for white collar. Blue collar tend to get thrown straight into it after. Yeah, look, hey, Nikki, for sure.
Mm,
For sure. 12 years
mm,
ago, Glenn, but
mm,
hey, that's yesterday to you. You still remember it. I think what's important is that the impact that it makes, it's a 0 still 12 years down the track, right? So if it was a 1, or if it was amazing, set a really great experience, then it carries the memory through to your next place, and it sets a standard and embeds a standard for the next bit. For the
mm,
next bit.
mm. So,
Really, really, what are your thoughts, mate? Because I mean, COVID, yes, absolutely, but I always argue it's like, yes, COVID it's a decent excuse, right? No face to face, no office, no nothing. However, I've put some sprinklings of what's possible with some clever tech in our example
mm,
today, and maybe we'll ask it again. Like, hey, now that you've seen some other cool ways, there's that magical W again
mm,
way
mm.
to do this. Can you add how much humanness can you add using tech? And I reckon you can get pretty close. You can't get all the way, but you can get pretty close.
No, no. I guess my take on it is I completely agree with everything you said. I think unfortunately, a lot of organisations don't always, I guess, appreciate the importance or the value that a great
Mm,
induction and onboarding can have. It's the first impression that someone has of the organisation, and fortunately or unfortunately, that is on the shoulders of the learning and capability team, typically. But also, it's a great chance to, I guess, you know secure, reinforce the value of learning in an organization as well. It's the first time the brand, learning as the brand gets an opportunity to
Yeah.
stake their claim and say, hey, this is what we're about. This is how we do things around here. Um, I've got some thoughts on what I think currently is the state, but this is not about me. It's more about you, and you're the one with the, I would say the grey hairs, but I've got more grey hairs than you. Um,
You've got
so
hair.
yeah. So what do you think the current state is though? How do you think organisations generally are performing at the moment? Like, what's your,
Yeah,
because
look,
you get to see this stuff all the time, right?
yeah. I don't think it's great.
Okay.
But
Why?
I don't think it's anyone's fault. I don't think it's anyone's fault because they're sort of doing the best they can with what they think they've got, right? Have you seen that? Has anyone seen that GIF or that meme where you've got a horse that's tied to a plastic chair, and then there's a quote that's like your limits are all self-imposed or something like that, right? You're only limited by your
Oh,
own imagination.
I
It's
haven't
it's
seen that
that,
horse,
right?
but I like it. Yep.
If you get tunnel visioned into your world and you can only see one way, you get bombarded by, like Jess was saying, there's lots of paperwork, lots of policies, lots of procedures. The blue collar crew, they have to get through the H&S, they have to be job ready day one, they have to be productive straight out of the gate. You can forget that they're human. So I
Mm,
think this is going to be a great reminder to sort of give you that little bit of a nudge or a spark to maybe go and have a look and make some improvements. But at the same time, the ones that are doing it amazingly, you'll never hear from them because they're too busy getting the benefits of great onboarding, which is high retention, low rehiring costs, lots of, and from a recruitment perspective, they get referrals from their existing employees. So they don't even have to use recruitment anymore because they're getting a talent pool because people want to be there. And then obviously attrition rate stays super low and loyalty's
mm,
super high. So you don't hear from the ones that are doing well because they're too busy crushing it. It's usually the ones where it's gone bad. It's the horror stories where then HR have to get involved because I wasn't onboarded correctly. Oh, I'm not job ready. It's been 6 months and no one even knows my name. Like it's the horror stories that get the publicity, which is why what we're seeing is that there's a lot of missed opportunities
mm,
just due to not seeing the possibilities that are available and probably missing the mark. We're going to talk about it a bit later around, you know, job necessary stuff and overdoing that, which again, to Jess's point, it's like, yeah, you can overcook the policies, the procedures, the e-learnings, the trainings and overwhelm someone and miss that.
mm,
How do you feel? Onboarding is an experience. How do we want the newbies to feel when they come into the business?
mm, mm. So what? So what? Okay. So I want to dig into that a little bit more. So let's say onboarding is an induction is not done really well. What would that look like? Like what does it look like in your books? Like because I've got a pretty fair idea of what you're going to say here, but because you talk about the cost of retention and recruitment. I know there's lots of figures chucked around this, but there's some studies done sort of semi recently where um, cost of rehiring around $5,000, which feels like a little bit on the low side for me. But then if you're
Cheap,
going out
man.
there and using a recruiting firm, like boom, you're paying 20 grand plus, depending on the
Yep.
role, right? So
100%.
so what does it look like in real terms?
Yeah,
And I know this is a hard one because you might be
no,
shooting
no, no,
from
I've got it.
yeah.
I've got it, mate. No, no, like I said, I mean, in the absence of my number of onboardings that I've been through, the first one wasn't great. The
Mm,
ones that I go in and see when I go in and analyze them for businesses and for our clients, like there's some of it's nightmare fuel, mate. But like the worst of the worst is, you get a job, you get the offer, you've worked so hard, you've done 16 interviews, a psychometric test, you've done a lot of that pattern recognition stuff that gives me the shits, maybe a work assignment, blah 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 blah, and then you rock up on day one and you go, hey, I'm Jimmy, I'm here to start my day, and the receptionist looks at you and goes, who? Jimmy, yeah, yeah. Who are you? Your manager. Oh, your manager, Adam. He's on leave for another 2 weeks. Oh, fuck! This isn't my job. What am I supposed to do? The receptionist is doing the best they can, and then they go, "Hey, why don't you just sit in the reception area for the first half of the day and just read the website, and I'll sort this shit out." And then it's just chaotic, right? So it's a case of the worst ones are non-existent, or they're heavily human driven, or they're heavily leveraged on the tech side, i.e., similar to say like Jess and Nicole's points that are coming through in the chat. It's like here's all this eLearn, here's all, and eLearn is like, maybe it's not L&D that does all the work, but we're the vehicle that usually gets like the poor provision of, hey,
Yeah.
just bury this in an artifact for us, guys, so we can put it on the LMS and track it. There'll be like a week's worth of compliance training, code of conducts, like OH&S, like fair use policies, and yeah, by the end of the first week, I ain't feeling the love, man. I ain't feeling these people aren't feeling like they're in the right spot. So they go home on day one and they're questioning whether or not they made the right choice. Where in actual fact, what they should be doing is they should be tripling down, going, holy shit, I'm in the right spot. The people want me here. I feel wanted. And there's that F word, like feel. Robbie Williams got it right? He just wanted to feel real love. He just wanted to feel. Come and hold my hand, Reese. I want to contact the living.
I knew you'd bring Robbie Williams into this.
But it's feel, right? So
Yeah.
where it goes wrong is the that underestimation of the value of that first impression and missing the feel and connection piece.
Yeah. Now we're getting there, because I'm big on.
That's what you wanted.
Yeah. Well,
I know you are.
This is what I'm big on. Is I my personal view, and I think where so many people get it wrong, and I've been part of some great onboarding, Inspire Group, who you know really well, and lots of people, I had an amazing onboarding over in Melbourne when I joined the team there, and the reason is because I felt connected. I felt right. Hopefully the other people there felt connected to me too, but that's beside the point, right? I felt like I belonged, and I was like, I've made the right choice. And I know something, you've talked about in the past is, you can go home and be like, oh, I'm not sure if I've made the right choice. I went home after that first day and I'm like, I've landed gold here,
Yeah.
And that whole first part of onboarding, it should be about belonging. It should be about, secure. So many people go, I've been, we need to teach them all this stuff. They've been here 15, 20 years. It took them ages to learn all this, guides and all sorts of nonsense. It's like, no, just get the feels going.
Absolutely. And make me feel like again, there it is. We're going to keep hitting that. We should have a buzzer, like feel. Tommy, get the buzzer out and hit feel every time, like little ring. It's that, right? It's making me feel like I'm in the right place, making me feel like I'm useful day one, making me feel like I'm part of this world and that I don't have that. So post-cognitive dissonance is a marketing term, right? It's buyer's remorse. You buy something and then if you don't get like reassurance that you've done the right thing, you're going to sit there the next day and go, oh, what have I done? I've bought 6 more TVs that I'm never going to use. Even though this one's ultra flat screen, amazing. I'll probably take it back. That's the same thing with onboarding, right? But it can be avoided if you nail the experience and the feel piece.
Yeah, I've just seen Fee's comment as well.
Yeah, I'm just reading. I'm loving the comments, folks. Please keep them coming, right? Because as you're seeing, like I'm able to multitask where while Reese is telling and setting it up for the next bit, I'll respond to your question. Because it's amazing. 28 PDFs. What a miserable existence. Death by PDF. That should be a game.
And I've heard that. I've spoken to some. I'm not going to name any names here, but some really large corporate teams in Australia, and they start their first day, and they almost, the door is shut on their office, the metaphorical office, if you will, and their team or the manager goes, "Hey, good luck. Here's 30 modules. We'll see you when you're done."
Yeah,
and that's their idea of an induction and onboarding. It's like, guys, you're missing the boat. Because the other thing is, we onboarded someone recently here at Chameleon, Erica, who you've met a couple of times, Steve, and and without patting ourselves too much on the back, geez, it feels good when you onboard someone really well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The flow-on effect's amazing,
and it's almost a relief.
Mm-hmm.
Can I say that? Like, it's almost a relief. It's like, we got a good one. We've onboarded, and we don't have to go, and find someone else, and the belongingness is felt both ways.
There's some stuff coming through in the chat, Reese boy, which is relevant. Which is it's all cute. It's all cute. I'm reading into Carl's and I'm reading into Glenn some of the stuff there. They're not directly saying it, but I'm going to say it, right? That's cute, Stephen Reese. You've got to make people feel good. I really love Lisa's comment. How's it going? But we never ask how you're feeling. That's keynote material right there, mate. But I think there's got to be a balance, right? Because depending on the job role, if you are on the tools, you have to do OH&S, you have to do site safety, you have to do site induction. It's a must before you can even touch the tools from a compliance, safety, insurance, risk perspective. Do not disagree, do not argue. But I think there's this beautiful balance that you can play, and I think this is the piece that if you took anything away from this, it would be, how could I take what we've got and just overlay a bit more feel? How can we just inject some feel into what we've already got? Because e-learning as a vehicle, and we're going to go, should we go here now? I'm just watching the time because we want to get into the demo. We don't want to rob the demo too much. But e-learning ain't the silver bullet for this. Like we're not here running this saying that all your induction should be done on e-learning because e-learning is the only way, blah, 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 blah. Sometimes it's a necessary evil, but it can also be used as a beautiful vehicle to deliver an experience beyond e-learning. I think that's what's really exciting.
Yes. And I'm going to come to that comment in a moment, Alana, that I've just seen about the buddy, because I do really like that too. So, yes, before we get into the e-learning side of things and looking at, I guess, maybe a bit of more of an innovative approach, if we will, to this whole topic. I know something we've discussed as well. One of the big things that new starters want to be able to do is contribute and feel useful.
Yeah.
Tell me about the hospitality project you worked on.
Dude, I do this all the time. Like learning designers, wannabes, or washed up, or strategists like me. Like we're the worst kind of customers,
Which one
right?
Are you?
Because
Which one are you?
I'm nothing. I don't identify. I don't have a title. I'm whatever I want to be. Depends.
Cool. Yeah.
I was at a restaurant and I was watching this newbie get trained by let's call her Mavis. My go-to old lady name is Mavis, and my go-to person is Jimmy. So Jimmy's just started at this local restaurant and he's getting trained by Mavis. And Mavis has probably trained 50 Jimmys in the last year. And you could tell that Mavis was cooked, right? Because she stands over the shoulder of Jimmy and goes, no, not that button. No, wrong. No. Give it to me. Get out of the way. I'll do it. Watch this. For fuck's sake, Jimmy. Come on. Stop it.
Hey.
This is what this is just real. This is real. This is what Mavis is doing. She's lost it. She's lost the plot.
Yeah.
And so I grab Jimmy and I'm like, Jimmy, how long have you been here, mate? My first day, bro. I'm like, hey, what? I see you using Square. Square's pretty cool. Like, off I go talking about tech,
Yeah.
Can you turn the screen around for me? And he's like, yeah, no worries. And he turned the screen around and I quickly grabbed a shot on my iPhone. I'm like, done. Thanks, mate. What are you doing? Nothing, mate. Nothing. All good. So I went down and sat down and Mavis is a bit out of control for you. You're right. I go sit down, I grab my meal, and meanwhile I open my laptop and I start building a hotspot interaction in Chameleon, ironically, because it's the quickest and easiest thing that I could do. And I take the photo and I start marking up the different buttons that they could press. And then I take it back to the counter and I show Jimmy, I go, hey, would this have been helpful when you took your job? He's like, oh man, that's awesome. And so Hospo, the point of sale is the linchpin in being useful day one. And it comes back to feel, right? So Jimmy wants to feel useful. And you have to assume this, right? You assume the best in people, that they take a job wanting to contribute. So because of that, what can you do after they accept the job to make Jimmy rock up on day one and not be a burden to Mavis, and give Mavis more ability to be a manager and coach as opposed to be all sweary and an angry old chook, as Fee so eloquently put it. And it's a pre-onboarding eLearn. Now the eLearn is just the vehicle, right? But all we've done is taken a photo of the Square reader. We've hotspot marked up where you need to press to make a coffee. You could even get so crazy as to do a video in there. And then all of a sudden, Jimmy watches that, rocks up day one, and can take the first order. And the way I know that works is because when I was renovating a house up on the New South Wales border, I went to a cafe. They were super swamped, and I just stepped up there and started serving to give them a chop out. And I just started pressing buttons because I knew how the system worked, right? But it's like, I was useful from the beginning there, and they're just in awe, like, how on earth are you doing this? And it's like,
I saw you do that at a conference once, and
I made someone a coffee at the conference at the Vimeo stand. It was actually at the Vimeo stand. We love Vimeo. Thanks very much. I hope that person's still alive. But there you go. That's the example there. So what do you? I think hospo is a really great start, and then you can obviously roll hospo as the, a really great common benchmark. You can roll it out into other industries and go, what's your thing that you could allow someone to feel like they're contributing straight out of the gate? Because again, if I go home day one and all I've done is sit around and do e-learns and death by PDF, I don't feel like I'm contributing to my new job, because believe it or not, I want to. I want you to, I want to reward you for backing me and giving me a job. So enable me, and I'd be willing to consume some stuff on the way into the organization.
Geez, you're bringing back memories of onboarding when I was in hospo, and
right?
I stood at a bar. I didn't know how to use the point of sale system first and foremost, and then someone rocked up and said, "Hey, I want a lemon lime bitters." I don't think that person ever ordered another lemon lime bitters in their life, because I thought bitters were like something you just keep on pouring.
Too much.
Yeah. So what is Nikki saying? Successfully? Yes. Okay.
We're going to save. Can we save that, Nikki? Can we save that one to? Because maybe some of the demo will show you a great balance there, and then we'll come back to it. So Tommy, if you're there in the background, remind us about Nikki's question, please.
Thank you, producer Tom. Yes. So let's go. So you've already started, dovetailing and tangenting and all that sort of stuff into where I want to go next with this. So let's look at a more innovative approach to onboarding, and let's see how e-learning can complement that and help it and supplement it, rather than just be the be all and end all of everything. And 30 modules we chuck at these new starters. Let's start talking about a more innovative approach and how you would like to approach this problem or challenge.
Yeah, absolutely. We look at compliance, right? Compliance is a big part of induction for necessary reasons, and it's industry specific. I always ask people a couple of questions when we go in, right? Does it need to be assessed, or does it need to be tracked, or does it need to not worry at all, right? Because compliance will always say everything needs to be assessed, and challenge the absolute bejeepers out of that. Right? Because if it doesn't need to be assessed in the way that the LMS is going to assess it, which is like every interaction tracked, every time spent, pass grade, fail grade, quiz scores, then if you don't need that, then don't put it on the LMS, because the LMS creates so much friction that you just want to avoid it. All good, Reese?
Yeah, I want to ask you a quick question, because I reckon I was going to dive into that real quick, because I reckon this could be a hot tip. How do you challenge compliance? How would you suggest folks challenge compliance around?
Yeah, I think it's understanding what's the actual point of this program, right?
Okay.
Because for compliance, they're subject matter experts times 10. Yes. Right? They're the superheroes that none of us can ever be, because they just love compliance. Code of conduct. There's an expert in code of conduct. I couldn't ever be that person, but I have to ask them as the either agency or as someone trying to influence them, hey, what's the point of this for you? Is the point of this that you're worried that if they don't answer these multi-choice questions, then the company's going to get sued if something goes wrong? Is it the multi-choice questions that give you evidence of completion, or can we give you evidence of completion some other way? i.e., could we take it off the LMS, have them complete something in Chameleon, and the certificate that they generate that gets uploaded onto their profile, that's evidence of them completing the program? Because if that's yes, we can give you that. I can actually do you a more robust learning program that's not going to trash people because they're just going to next blast their way to the quiz. I can give you a much more robust program and better evidence and a better outcome if you're open to letting me dance around here. So it's just, you're still giving them what they want. But if they say to you, there's more to it than just ticking a box, you have to understand what those other things are before you can start suggesting radical changes. And they're not really radical changes.
Carl, I envy you, Carl.
Driver's licenses in the LMS. Get it, son. Yeah. Upload that shit.
Oh, geez. Anyway, right. Thank you, Carl. And thank you. Sorry, I hope I didn't
assessed versus tracked is a really good place to start, especially for compliance training, because again, I think where we go wrong is that we've got to rush the first week. We've got to open up their faces and just jam as much stuff in their face as possible, because we believe that quantity is the path to being proficient and job ready. Whereas you've actually got to look at it as pre-onboarding as a phase, like the week leading up to starting the job. Day one, massive significant moment. Week one, month 2, month 3. At 12 weeks, I'd be thinking there that you're going to get close to being more useful and job ready. The definition of job ready needs to change. But it's subject to industry, right? If you have heavy compliance and regs, just look at ways to stage it out over a period of time, if you can. And if you can't, look at better ways to make it more consumable for the user whilst giving compliance, whilst giving regs the stuff that they need to stay in the good graces of the church.
You're not talking about a campaign there, are you? I started hearing these stepped out dates, and I was like, campaign.
Well, check this out. May I share my screen, Reese boy?
Yes, as long as it's safe.
Thank you so much.
Producer Tom.
No, it is safe. I talked about pre-onboarding, and let's get this one out of the gate first, which is this. So if you have an email marketing tool, if you have a CRM in your business, you can set up campaigns that have wait steps and delays based on timed events. So what we're saying is that when the trigger to this automation is when the offer is accepted and the start date's agreed, send a welcome email, wait an hour, and then send them a voicemail. This is just our CRM, right? Then send them a
the view.
Oh, no, I'm sharing the wrong tab.
Yes, sorry, sir. Yes,
my bad.
Go. No,
bad,
all good. You just about ripped the wrapping off the present too early on the other one, but anyway, you go.
No, I know. So bad. So it's a Vimeo thing. Thanks, Vimeo. So there's the trigger. Like they accept the offer, the start date, then they get a welcome email. Then we wait an hour, and then a voicemail appears on their phone because we've got their phone number as part of the HR process, right? Then we send another welcome email. We wait a day. We send day one email. Then we wait a week. We send a week one email. Then if they have a certain job, I went a bit crazy this morning with so much coffee. If they are management, they get this how-to module from Chameleon. If it's operations, they get this one. If it's on the tools, they get this one. If it's none, they can get one too. But that's just a really quick example of using your CRM and your HRIS and worst case, MailChimp, which is an email marketing service. Like this allows you to give an experience that is consistent, but is automated, and you can personalize the emails to a point where it's like customized cookies, right? So I think that's a really cool place to play.
Have you seen that a lot, Steve, or is it some crazy idea?
No, I don't, because I push the boundaries a little bit, and it's like no one's thinking about other tools and other ways that they can use Chameleon, other ways that they could use their CRM to do a lot of the heavy lifting from an experience perspective. So no, I haven't seen that.
And I think a lot of from my experience, so I'm looking at that, thinking about that, the conversations I've had, people are like, well, hang on, how does that work with the LMS?
Yeah,
and it doesn't need to. Without putting words in your mouth, are you going to say to me, hey, it doesn't need to be in the LMS?
No, it doesn't need to. Like, yeah, that's the thing, because like that branch at the end, if they do a Chameleon eLearn, generate the PDF and then upload that as evidence into the LMS, done. So I mean that's important. And look, yeah, Rochelle, there's Onboarder or some fancy tool. Like, cool. We're saying that if you've got a CRM that can send email campaigns and newsletters, you can do this without having to buy another fancy tool. I'm watching the clock, Reese, and I'm super mindful that that we like to have a chat. I want to make sure that we've got time to answer Nikki's questions and anything else. So do you mind if we dance through some of these?
I'd love to dance through this. And so the key here is, and I only gave you a few hours to whip something up here, so hopefully you've had enough time. But so the key of this is to think about e-learning as a vehicle to make your onboarding more innovative and to use it as a bit of a vehicle, if you will. Yeah.
Yep. And it's functional, not fashionable, right? So what I want to show you, and it's going to be a little bit disjointed, but I want to show you some of the ways that you can start thinking about how to do this. And what's great is reach out to Erica or Reese at the end of this and ask for the template in your Chameleon account, and we're going to donate it from ours to you so that you can just reverse engineer this and keep playing with it after. Yeah, is that cool?
Thank you. Yes,
you're welcome.
Yes.
In the chat, there's a couple of Easter eggs that I've sprinkled through this. There's one on this screen right now that you're probably thinking, "What's that?" I'd love you to try and identify it in the chat, and I'll explain it as we get there. But look, what we want to do is I'm just gonna follow the bouncing ball a little bit here. I love the name variable for inductions because it is personal, regardless of what you think. But then the text entry variable on Chameleon allows us to do like this is example one. And then I'm just going to submit these text variables to lodge them in the system. And what's great is that you don't have to worry about them being in order. So I've got 3. and they're relevant for later. So these could be in any section of the induction program where you're collecting data, you're collecting insight and feedback and qualitative data from the learner. And then I just want to skip to show you what that does. So then they go through this whole onboarding process, whether it's 1 day, 1 week, 1 month. The beauty of it being on the LMS is it will remember where they started and finished. That's one benefit to putting it on the LMS. But at the end, we then generate this, which is your exciting journey begins here. Here's a PDF to download and take into the real world with you, which is there's the example text entry 1, there's text entry 2, there's text entry 3. So again, it's not about what this is, it's about how you could utilize it to make your life a little bit better. So there's a little,
this is a PDF.
This is a PDF. Yeah. So all we've done is we've gone into Canva, we've built the PDF skin, and then in these white boxes, we've just dropped the text entry variable so that you can, there you go, Nicole. Beautiful. I'm glad someone loves it because it's freaking awesome, right? Because in the tools that should not be named, the dark overlords of the e-learning industry, this would take me and my team a whole day just to get this variable snowstorm correct. But this took me this morning a couple of hours over breakfast to pull together. So super, super cool. So download, and then they're off to the races. Yeah. Okay. So that's number one. We talk about feel, we talk about experience. So one of the things that's really useful is not compliance training, but it's where's the best coffee shops in the office or around the office. So what we've done here is this is not special. Like you could put your office map, but we've just taken a map and we've said, look, Brew and Beans is pretty cool. Or you could go over here to Espresso Express, and this is where it is in relation to the office.
Nice.
Done. Nice and easy. And from a cognitive perspective, I love the fact that I've done one interaction and I'm 100% past the local coffee shops thing. And maybe you could add an offline experience where you've gone and got vouchers and you then attach a calendar to invite people to go and have a coffee at all these coffee shops and then rank their favorite ones. Same with parking, where they can park their bikes, where they can park this, where they can where disabled access is for accessibility, that sort of stuff. Same thing, but
these are the questions people ask, right? Yeah.
Absolutely. Then, of course, we've got the ability to add our compliance modules in here. And so, lunch location, Sue, absolutely. So cool thing about, obviously, Chameleon, because this is your tool on display here, mate, is what we love is that we can have a module within a module. So if I click go to module here, and knowing that Vimeo is going to make me share this tab instead, this is actually going to load Privacy Week. And I've got another eLearn inside an eLearn. Now, on the LMS, this would be I think this would be a tracked, not assessed option. But if it's generate a PDF and upload it as evidence, cool. Like if it's an attestation and you don't need the level of detail that the assessed on the LMS needs, then you can embed all of your onboarding compliance learning inside one master induction program, just as an example. So I think that's really cool.
Very cool.
I'll pause there. Anything for you, mate? I'm just watching. Look in the chat. Chat's pretty clean.
No, chat's good. Chat's
I
good.
want to get. No one's found the Easter egg yet, which is.
No, I haven't either.
Great.
I haven't either.
And that's
Take
cool.
me back.
It's okay. It's there. It's staring at you, but it's okay.
Oh, hang on. I've spotted it.
Good one. Reese's got it. So bottom. Oh, hey, the Chameleon creator of Tom is. So how to use the POS system. So I built this literally. This is where Steve starts to build, right? So this is a Square reader, and this is the POS system, and I've just used the hotspots to go. Hey, this is the library. I've zoomed in here, so let me zoom out. This is the library. This is what it does. Then I've gone. Okay, this is the favorites. So quick access. But if you want to add video, you can. So I could add a video here of the transaction area, and I could run a video of how to do a transaction. Sue, 10 points. I'll show you that in a second. Well done. The chat bubble down here, folks. What's that? What's that about?
Yeah, what is that?
I think this is super valuable.
Yeah, it is. And so simple, right? It's a click to reveal, and I'm not taking away from what you've done there, but
no, that's it. But that's all it is. Like what I love is that, hey, you don't have to pay Learn Awesome $50,000 to build you this custom, interactive and engaging POS system training module. You can bloody do it yourself over breakfast with some dodgy coffee. Take a photo with your iPhone and bang it in there. Off you go. There's some other role-specific learning there.
What's your question? Just a quick one. What's your view on taking photos with iPhones? And
it has to be like the rawer the better, dude. If you overproduce your induction stuff, it's like what's that smell? It smells dodgy. Like, what are you hiding? Is this like a pyramid scheme in disguise? Like, you want like guerrilla style. Like, you want Mavis to be walking around. Hey, welcome to the cafe. This is where you're going to put your bike. This is where you're going to grab your coffee. This is where you're going to store your lunch. Don't eat my lunch, because if you do, I'll get all sweary and old chook on you. You don't want that. Off you go, right? The CEO could be just like gorilla, and I'm going to show you an example of that, if that's okay, mate. I'm just watching the clock. We're doing pretty good for time.
No, we're doing good. We're doing good. We're doing good. Yeah.
There's a bit of urgency because I just want to make sure people can see this. So this could be your office map. We've just taken a graphic here, but what we love is it's like, okay, cool. What's this? This is the conference room. Oh, step 1, log into the system. Step 2, select the date. Step 3, choose the conference room off the list. Cool. Oh. Self-assessment? What's the first step to book a conference room? Maybe log into the booking system. Dang. I need to, here we go. Here's your Meeting Maestro badge. Boom. I got a nice little bit of gamification there. So I got the question wrong. I failed onboarding.
Yeah.
But you've got a quiz there. Same with IT. So IT, most important, valuable people on the day, they've got like the contact information. Here's the contact info. Save that. Take a screenshot. Done. You could add a PDF here to put all of your helpful, useful people on there. How to set up your email, nice little video. So many options, folks, just to get you interested. And then who do you talk to? IT support, God, of course. Not quite. Hint: her name rhymes with Gain Myth. Jane Smith. Oh my gosh. Good job, Steve. Great.
Yeah, good job, Steve. Yeah.
Right. So that's like a little office map, introductory, little company history. And Reese wanted this one with a little parallax background, so the company in the back, a little bit of info. This could be video, this could be audio, this could be all sorts of stuff. But really, mate, what I want to do is I want to save it for this one, the Meet the CEO.
What have we got going on here?
So this is the bridge. This is the bridge between digital and face-to-face, right? So here's the CEO. I want to learn about you. Book into my calendar, which I've just embedded Calendly into the block here, and have a meeting with me. Have a meeting with me, please. Like, let's go to your favorite coffee shop. Because what you could do is if you ask them what your favorite coffee shop is as a text entry variable, you could populate that. I'd love to have a chat and learn more about you and your world. I'd also love to have a coffee with you at insert text variable, your favorite coffee shop off the map. Like that's next level. Book a call in my calendar.
That is very cool.
So you've got that as an option. You've got that as an option. But then what I want to do is I just want to reload this because one widget's going to come on to the bottom right here. What's this? What's this? Here they say, Reese. What's this about here?
What are you doing here? I see.
Right. So I'm just going to turn the audio off and I'll put the subtitles on. So they're down the bottom there. But this is a third-party tool called Video Ask. And what it's allowing me to do is it's allowing me to have a chat to you as the CEO of Learn Awesome and go, oh, well, hey, tell me a little bit more about your story, Steve. And it loads the next story or the next journey about my story as a CEO. And then I ask the question, hey, I want you to tell me a little bit more about you. So then I can now record, which I'm just firing up. I just want to show you how this works. And obviously, yeah, I denied there it is. There I am. Right. So I'm now recording my message inside the onboarding program, which is like, hey, boss, please don't judge me for how I look showing up to work like this, but whatever. And then off you go. And it's like, I'll skip this point with a text step. And then it'll take me to, let's have a coffee. And I can book a meeting this way. Right. Wow.
Okay. Now you're impressing me. Yeah.
Right. What an experience, man! In terms of just the feel aspect, how that would elevate the ability for us to feel. Now, the other little Easter egg that I chucked in here was the live chat. So you would never probably refer to your new starters as newbies, but this just shows that I spun this up today. Need some help, newbie? We're here for you live. Don't drown or suffer, poor spelling in silence. We got you. Help!
So is this in the module, the chat?
This is embedded in the module. I'll tell you how to do it in a sec. So now what's happened is my CRM, I just got a notification on my phone over there, and it's like, hey, someone's reached out for help on the live chat. Quick, come running. And this could be given to the IT department. This could be given to anyone. But the way that you do this stuff, Reese boy, is you download the SCORM, you open the index.html file, and you just add the code the embed code for video ask, the embed code for your chat widget, the embed code for whatever other tool that you want to pop up here. So another cool one would be if you wanted to upload all of your policies and procedures into a brain, you could then put a AI generated chat widget that is like, hey, I'm Alfred, your virtual assistant. Ask me anything along the way for your onboarding journey. And then you could type to it. And just like this live chat, imagine it's an AI generated bot that's trained on all of your policies and procedures. It would be able to then give you back the answers. So that's taking it way off the reservation. Carl, the chat widget that I'm using is from our CRM. Our CRM is high level, and so it just has an out of the box chat widget that we can just embed there. It took me literally, I did this morning while I had poached eggs in my face. I was just like copying and pasting and doing all that sort of stuff. So I'm going to stop sharing there, Reese, and take a breath because we're there. We got through the demo. Apologies if it felt rushed, but you're going to get this template, folks. So you're going to get the template. You're going to get the SCORM if you want to see the video ask in the live chat. Don't bomb the live chat. Like just maybe this. Use the live chat, but don't expect a response. I'll just let the team know some crazies are some crazies.
I'm gonna bomb it. I'm gonna bomb it.
But you just won't get a response. You just won't get a response. So yeah, I think that's really important. But what's important now is some Q&A or wrap up. Like, how do you want to your show, mate?
We lost Steve.
Oh no, am I still here? Am I still here? Where have I gone? Am I back?
There we are. You're back.
I think the other e-learning tools. I think the other e-learning tools tried to lynch me out. They're like, "No, you've given away too much of the easy ways to do stuff." The other agencies come knocking on the door of the hotel. Get him out. He's showing them how to do stuff that we charge too much money for. All right, hey, Reese.
Hey, but I'll give you just a moment to breathe because that was awesome. I loved it, and I knew some of the stuff you were going to show off there, but those last little Easter eggs. Oh, have you got me still?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, we lost Reese. That was very, very cool. So yeah, I'm just thinking sort of aloud. How do we do this sort of stuff? If someone wants to dive into that stuff or any more of this in a bit more detail, Steve, what's your email address? And we can send this out again afterwards. But what's your email address?
Yeah, steve@learnawesome.com.au or find me on LinkedIn, Batman Mask, unicorn in my profile name.
Wicked. So Carl, I know like you asked the question there about, what's Steve using and etc. So if you want to reach out to Steve and have a chat to him about some of that more intricate stuff, then feel free to do that. Now we've got about 7 minutes to go, and I know you're about to go and crash an HR conference with probably an invite, no doubt. Questions for Steve, if anyone has any. Now there was one earlier, wasn't there?
There's two from Nikki. Nikki's got two questions pending. I'm going to start with the first one, Nick, if that's all right. The latest one in the thing. So, Reese, the question there is like, how do you engage blue collar with no digital footprint?
Yep.
And so that's a really interesting one because I'd question digital footprint because the tradies that I was playing blackjack with last night at the casino, they had their mobile phones with them. They had their phones with them. And when I was talking to the boss, I'm like, what do you guys do? They're like, we're builders. I'm a Sparky. I run this crew. I'm like, oh, what's your compliance training like? He's like, oh, it's forget Mavis being sweary. Tradies in Australia, I don't know about in New Zealand, but they're worse. It's like, woo. But they showed me some of their stuff. But guess where they showed me? They showed me on their phone. They're like, look at this heap of shit. And it's like, oh man, that's cool. Like, hey, have you ever done the QR code generator where you QR code into an eLearn? Not LMS, so it's not tracked and measured. So that's a way to do that. In terms of if it's absolutely no digital footprint, then you have to go back to like hands-on resources, right? You have to go back to the printed guides, the printed manuals. And so I would challenge that if it's just bulk text, it's not going to get read. So then it's like, how could you optimize the design, the layout, the feel to go, hey, we know, like I would call it out, right? We know that you don't want to do this stuff. It's stick training, but we've made it as painless as possible. We've broken it up. Off you go. It would definitely take a little bit more work. What are your thoughts, Reese?
Yeah, well, I think sometimes when, and I'm not sure if this is the case for you, Nikki. Feel free to correct me if I'm not on the same page here. But in my experience, when someone says that, when they say they've got no digital footprint, often it's because they can't access the LMS. That's typically the challenge that I
Yeah.
hear. So if it is that, there's different ways around that. We're releasing a feature really really soon, which all the users that are on the call of Chameleon will get access to, where you'll be able to, instead of using the historical preview link that some folks have been using for a little while now, you'll be able to publish a static web link to a module that won't necessarily link back to an LMS, but you could push that out to whoever, host it on a QR code, like you said, Steve. So, and that helps with that sort of external offline audience, and giving them access to that sort of stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I think if LMS is the friction point, because if it's anything like Moodle or Cornerstone or anything like that, where you've got to open 6 new windows on a mobile phone before you even get to launch the experience, no good. Absolute rubbish experience. So if you can decouple from the LMS, but then back to your question before, Nikki, around showing them, but personal only, and a lot of resistance from employees around using their own device. Yeah, cool. So I guess it's like this. It's a bit of an engagement piece, and it's a sort of like meeting them where they're at, going, hey, listen, you've got to do this. Like, you've got to do this stuff. Like, it's impossible for us to allow you to do your job without doing it. But we want to allow you to do it in a way that's like as frictionless as possible. One way for us to give it to you in an easier format is to allow you to consume it on your own device. Is that something that you're interested in? Right? Oh, we don't want to have to log into the LMS, blah, 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 off they go, like pitchforks. Hey, no LMS. All you've got to do is just send us the evidence that you've... Yeah, that's it. So maybe it's a do the Chameleon module off a QR code or off a link that gets emailed to them. When they get to the end of it and it generates the PDF of completion, screenshot, iPhone or Android, and email it back to me, and you upload it to the LMS as completion. Like, that's about as frictionless as you can get. And if the cost of that is you have to use your personal device, but you get out of jail or you get out of this a lot easier and a lot more seamlessly, they might be open to it. But I guess it's like, we had a client that's like, oh, our learners don't want to use this. And it's like, how many learners said that? 1. Oh, okay. That's not like a relevant sample. Like, you've got to interrogate more and more and more to get a good snapshot. Now, without knowing your world, Nikki, and hey, reach out. I'd love to pick your brain and just hear more about it anyway. That's that's a thing for sure.
Yeah, great. Yeah, great shout. Now, Nikki had another question. I've got 3 minutes left, team. So if there's any other questions, pop them in the chat now, please. Steve's gone black, but hopefully he's still there.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah. Oh, good,
I'm
good,
still
good.
here.
So Nikki's other question here about accessibility to e-learning is an issue for our operations team members that don't have questions. Same question. We're also reluctant to ask individuals.
I think it's a similar question, Nikki. Just one more thumbs up emoji if you're cool with your questions. I want to make sure you've got both of you. Just one. You've already chucked one. Give me one more just to make sure you're cool. And if not, we'll keep celebrating Nikki's amazing questions. I think we're cool.
Yeah,
I think we got both of those, which is good.
Yeah, same. So reminder, any more questions, please chuck them in the chat. See any more of those late questions come in, just to highlight. So following this, you are going to get access to the awesome module that Steve whipped up. We're going to provide Steve's contact details as well. So if you want to reach out to him and bombard him with messages of anything, feel free to do that. Please do that, because then he won't annoy me. We interviewed Steve not so long ago, actually, and we've produced a bit of an ebook around onboarding. Cool. So that's another resource that is about to be released from producer Tom in the coming days. So keep an eye on keep an eye out for that. We were oversubscribed for this session, which is great, which is awesome. When we post out the invite for the next one, please sign up as soon as you can, because that will ensure you get a place on the call. Still no more questions, so I can keep doing the public announcements.
That's it.
We are going to be at the event on Monday and Tuesday next week in Auckland, the HR Tech Fest event, and we are holding a community event on the Tuesday evening. There'll be some drinks, some light nibbles, a bit of banter, some really cool folks already going from our community. There'll be a bunch of Chameleon team members there as well. That'll be the first of a few of these. So if you want to come along, if you want to get in on that, either jump on our contact form or email producer tom@chameleoncreator.com. Thank you so much for the nice feedback, everyone, so far. I don't think we've got any more questions. Steve, I reckon you're
I
off
don't
the
think
hook
so.
here.
I think the last thing.
This is
I
great
think the last
because
thing
it's been
while
some good
everyone's
chat. Yeah.
while everyone's dancing out, like we at Learn Awesome, we're running these build along sessions. So we'll put out a survey to our past participants to see if they want us to actually build an onboarding module live in an hour. We might do that and a more detail under the hood of Chameleon as to what buttons you click, what balls you follow as they bounce, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, awesome. Great stuff,
Awesome.
Jacob, Nicole, Carolyn, Robin, Monica, Raya, Nikki, best on ground with the questions. Thank you. Sue from Canada. Oh, Canada, our favourite Canadian from Ontario.
Absolutely. Hey, Sue. Hey, well, I think we're about to ready to wrap up. Any more final gems from you, Steve? It seems like there's some keenness around that last offer you made as well. So
No, I think so. Look,
on that one.
Good. And I think that's the beauty, right? Is that we use Chameleon as our preferred tool for building 90% of our clients' e-learns. Yes, there's a need to do the other stuff, the other tools that shall not be named, but the reason that you guys are getting so much popularity is look at how easy and look how beautiful and how good we were able to make feels, right? I heard everyone when they saw the CEO stuff, when the map stuff came out. I felt it, even though we're digital. I felt you all go, whoa, that's different. And if you got that as an employee, it's a nice moment of surprise. It's a nice moment of delight that makes them go, yeah, I'm in the right place. So always, where possible, regardless of what your program looks like, focus on the feel. Ask the feel question to see whether or not you can inject more of it. And if you can, do it because you won't regret it.
Focus on connection, create belonging, happy days. From the Chameleon team to you, we appreciate you, sir. Thank you for your time. I know you're super busy and you've got lots going on. So for taking an hour out of your day, share these amazing gold nuggets with the audience. We really do appreciate it. I can see that, that the folks on the call have as well. So really, really appreciate it.
Right.
But anyhow, we will see you on the next call very soon. Watch your inboxes, watch your emails, sign up, and we'll see you soon. Thank you, team.
We live in a world where e-learning design tools discourage change and limit your ideas. So courses end up looking the same, where you need specialists to create anything because they're so complicated, and things are built with legacy technology that might not always work. Welcome to Chameleon Creator, the change engine. A fully responsive authoring tool built with a design-first attitude for the next generation of the web. Gone are the days where you need to worry about coding or ensure it's compatible for all devices. We do all that behind the scenes for you. It doesn't matter what color or shape your brand is, it will look like you. Whether you're new to creating or a seasoned veteran, Chameleon Creator gives everyone the ability to design beautiful, engaging, and accessible digital learning content quickly and easily. Rapidly create content from scratch. Build amazing interactions. Design for your brand. Test with your end users. And deliver a beautiful learning experience just like that. Use Chameleon Creator on any learning management system or simply host and report on our platform. Our easy-to-use, customizable tools will turn you into a change maker and free you up to create positive change in the world. No matter what you're sharing, all over the world, whenever beautiful change happens, Chameleon is there.